Hello, welcome to Dad Bake. I'm a dad, I bake. Today we'll be going over pizza dough, homemade pizza dough. So what you're gonna need is 240 grams of either all-purpose flour. I use pizza flour, I think it tastes better. And then you're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar, but set aside 1 teaspoon of that 1 tablespoon because we're gonna need it to bloom our yeast in the beginning. We're also gonna need 7 grams of yeast, inactive yeast. And the rest of the sugar, I also put 3/4 teaspoon of salt for after the yeast blooms when we add in the flour. So, and then you're gonna need 180 milliliters of warm water at about 110 to 120 degrees. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pour our warm water into the KitchenAid bowl. And then we're gonna take our mixture of 7 grams of yeast and 1 teaspoon of sugar, and we're gonna put it in this bowl. Next, we're gonna give it a little stir. That way everything is nice and wet. And this is what it should look like once your yeast has bloomed. It should look frothy, kind of milky on top. And then from there, we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. Now that we've got that frothy kind of milky look to our yeast, we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients, right? So that is going to be the rest of the sugar along with 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Put that in there. I forgot to mention this earlier, but you're also gonna need a tablespoon of olive oil. Pop that in there. And then our flour. Now that we got our bowl on here and our dough hook on the KitchenAid, we're going to put it on the slow setting, which is gonna be about a 3. And we're gonna let this thing knead for about 5 to 10 minutes or until we get that good pizza dough consistency, right? Where it's soft and elasticy yet firm. Okay, now if it's been going for a little bit and it's still this kind of gooey texture, what we're gonna do is we're going to add a teaspoon at a time of flour and let it continue to knead until it is the right consistency. Once your dough is kind of moving around on its own like that, that means your dough is ready and we can transfer it to a slightly oiled bowl and cover it for proofing. Now that we got our dough at the right consistency that we want it, we are going to get a slightly oiled, I used olive oil bowl to put our dough inside, right? And we're gonna let it proof for 45 to 60 minutes or until it's roughly doubled in size. Don't forget to cover it. I use a dishcloth and then I usually stick it in the oven where it's kind of draft and let it proof in there. Okay, so our dough has been done proofing. As you can see, it's almost more than double the size as it was before. This is kind of where you want it, right here too. It's nice and fluffy. So then now you can either stick it in the fridge and let it cool and save it for another time, or as I'm gonna do right now, start using it to make a pizza.